We're seeing an outpouring of His Spirit, a movement of His love to father us, to teach us, to train us directly as a father teaches a son. So I was praying this morning with Hosea 11, I believe, and he talks about God's bands of compassion and love and how the Israelites are not listening. He took them out of Egypt, and every time He reaches out to help them, they start worshiping the Baals more and more and more, and He has to give them over to their pain. He has to give them over to the yoke of captivity again. And then He goes on for the second half of the chapter. God talks about how can He just give up His children? How can He just give up His people? He loves them, and so on and so forth. The problem that we have is a problem of fatherlessness. Men who do not know how to be emotionally integrated become angry. And what we have out there are angry people, and they're all fatherless people. In the Black community, they've been fatherless for a long time. I saw something yesterday that in 1960, 80% of Black people came from two-parent households. Now it's the opposite. 80% come from single-parent households, and it's the mom who's raising them. Men can never learn how to be men from women. We only learn how to be men from men. In the white community, we have a fatherlessness also. Sometimes they're there. Our divorce rate's, 50%, 60%. My dad raised me, but he wasn't really present. He wasn't around. He was there physically sometimes, but he was busy doing other things. He didn't take an active role in wasting time with me, in spending time with me, in teaching me how to be emotionally integrated, in teaching me how to be a man, how to use my strength, how to be courageous. And I was pretty much raised by my sister, who was a very strong-willed woman. And I've been around women all my life. Is it any wonder that I fell into the leftist progressive movement? No, I was angry. And so when 9/11 hit, I fell right into it. And what's interesting is over the last 14 years that I've come to know Jesus and my Father through Jesus, and I've come to have a Father in heaven who chooses to raise me, who chooses to interact with me practically, really, in actual time. The less angry I become, the more free I've become, the more compassion I have. And this is the great grace that God is offering. He will give Himself to you and to me in ways unlike anybody has ever seen before. We're seeing an outpouring of His Spirit, a movement of His love to father us, to teach us, to train us directly as a father teaches a son. As St. Ignatius says, as a schoolmaster teaches a school child. That's how he said he was taught by God. That's been my own experience as well. He wants that for every single person. If that's what you want from Him, beg Him, ask Him, plead with Him. Bring your heart so completely, fully open to Him that He wants nothing more than to pour in. Be specific, be real. I just sat here and cried for about 30 minutes as I brought my own pain forward of not knowing how to be a father in my own home. My wife didn't have a father in her life. It creates tension. I didn't have a father to teach me how to be a man. And all I could sit there was to ache and grieve the fact that my wife didn't have a father, doesn't know how to let me love. I didn't have a father. I don't really know how to love that well. I struggle with teaching my own sons, with being present to them the way I need to be. It cuts me every day in my examination of conscience when I don't do it well. Bring your heart to Him. Bring your ache to Him. He wants to meet you in it, and He wants to transform it. And let's pray for the culture, that God the Father would reveal Himself, that He would continue to reveal Himself in powerful ways. And we should probably be fathers to the fatherless, those of us who can. So fatherlessness is the problem. I'm clearly convinced of that today. So hit like, subscribe, ding the bell if you want regular updates. Please keep praying for me and know that I'm praying for you.